Hello, I am Jalen Lewis, and I've decided to do my research on lack of diversity within major industries and environments. Problem statement. There is a disproportionate population within workforces. One industry happens to be healthcare, where there is a majority of female nurses and a lack of male nurses. There is a narrative that males are not supposed to be nurses, but the job position requires skills that both men and women can learn. The second is the engineering field, where there is a majority of men but a lack of women, which also presents a narrative. There is a lack of representation within these major industries due to the uneven population. Individuals like younger workers may not be represented as much because most fields give positions based on previous experiences. This causes a majority of older workers to dominate because they have more experiences than younger workers. Race is also a factor. As you go up the workforce ladder to achieve higher positions, the less diverse it becomes within these major industries. It is typically majority white men who fulfill these positions. A group such as African Americans are already a minority within the population of the United States, so being a minority in the workforce is no surprise. Reasons for the problem. One reason for the lack of diversity is race, which in the United States primarily results from history. Native Americans were stripped from their land and forced to relocate so that whites could dominate. Shortly after, whites began enslaving African Americans for the usage of labor in the United States economy. Based on this history, whites have dominated in everything and now even in higher paying positions. Minorities have not had the same opportunities as whites, which has led to a lack of diversity in workforces. Another reason for the lack of diversity is gender. Women were also swept under the rug for hundreds of years. They were not allowed to be in power while men dominated. This led to a lack of diversity in workforces because women have not had the same opportunities as men. An additional reason of lack of diversity is age. Most fields are based on experience, so older workers dominate younger workers because they have been in the workforce for much longer. Although this is the case in many labor-intensive fields, technological fields are dominated by younger workers. Technology is a field that is newly presented, leaving younger individuals to grasp on much easier than older individuals transitioning from no technology. Effects of the problem. Lack of diversity negatively affects morale because the judgments of minorities may not be understood due to the lack of representation. Individuals make opinions based on their experiences, and not everyone else has the same experiences. Lack of diversity decreases productivity due to less interaction with coworkers. Individuals tend to stick around people whom they have similarities. Having a non-diverse team would cause people to form subgroups and take away from the main group. The efficiency of a group is decreased when lack of diversity is presented. Everyone has different thought processes based on their past experiences. A minority group of people may go through more tragic experiences than those of whites because the majority of them have lack of resources in their environment. This leads groups to not coming together on topics because each person has a different output. The effectiveness needs to be increased due to the lack of diversity. Many scholarships and grants are given to minority students because of the lack of resources found in their communities. This helps to close the gap and increase effectiveness of giving minorities a chance at having equal opportunities. Without these assists, there would be a larger lack of diversity. Minorities would not be as effective because there would be lesser population of them within the workforce. Lack of diversity affects goal attainment because not all individuals have the same goals, even though they all have the same group goals. Like I said before, each person has different experiences, so they all have different individual goals. Possible solutions. Assist the support system of minority races through scholarships and grants to help with the lack of resources that are provided. Change the narratives associated with job positions. Men should not be looked down upon for becoming nurses, and women should not feel uncomfortable for being engineers. Increase the population of minorities in the workforce by encouraging equal pay and eliminating narratives. Recommendation. Involve both genders in a dominated field to even the populations. This can be done by offering more employee benefits and eliminating narratives of the minorities. Allow youth to have higher roles. Sometimes prior experiences does not help in these positions. A younger worker can come up with new ideas to increase efficiency rather than sticking with the old ones. Incorporate individuals of all races equally within communities and work fields. Groups that have a diverse team coming together to achieve one goal will help everyone to complete their task. This allows everyone to thrive and their judgments to be understood. These are my references. Thank you for listening about my research on lack of diversity within major industries.